Combining and splitting value. Although it would be possible to handle coins individually, it would be unwieldy to make a separate transaction for each or for every cent in a transfer. So while it's certainly possible to handle the coins individually, it's kind of a hassle to make a separate transaction for each and every cent. To allow value to be split and combined, transactions contain multiple inputs and outputs. To make sure we can overcome this little hassle and value can be split and combined, transactions have multiple inputs and multiple outputs. Okay, normally there will be either a single input from a larger previous transaction or multiple input combining smaller amounts and at the most 2 outputs. So basically there will be a larger payout input from a previous transaction or multiple smaller payouts and at most 2 outputs. One for the payment and one for the returning chain, if any, back to the sender. So one for the payment to the receiver and one for the chain. So either you're going to have a large input or multiple smaller input coming into a big account. The smaller transactions are combined to pay the receiver of the transaction. It will return change to the sender. So for example, if you buy a watch for 2.1 Bitcoin, I know it's expensive, you can pay a big amount, 2.1, or you can pay 0.25 in 5 payments. If you pay 2.1 in a big chunk, you get 0 change, or you can get some change back if you do 5 small payments. And this is what it looks like: in, out. So you have all these input transactions and then out. It should be noted that fan out, where a transaction depends on several transactions and those transactions depend on many more, is not a problem here. Please note that when there are a lot of transactions and those transactions depend on many more, it's not really an issue. There is never the need to extract a complete standalone copy of a transaction history. There really isn't a need to get there isn't really a need to fully get a complete standalone copy of the transaction history. It's just an odd line. Okay, so privacy.